Yeah, yeah.
Good morning, sir.
It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce a highly accomplished individual whose contributions in the field of research, academia, and business have left an indelible mark. Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan is a renowned expert in quantitative and qualitative research methods, as a distinguished author and a dedicated educator with over 20 years of experience. Dr. Chauhan's academic journey began with his pursuit of knowledge at prestigious institutions, culminating in the attainment of his Doctor of Philosophy in Finance from Kumaon University. He also holds a Master of Business Administration in Finance from HNB Gharwal University and a Master of Science in Statistics from the same institution. His commitment to intellectual growth led him to successfully clear UGC NET in Management in 2005 and UP SLET in Management in 2002. Throughout his career, Dr. Chauhan has made significant contributions to the field of research and has authored two books, namely Research Analytics, published by DreamTech Valley, and Financial Risk Analytics, published by Star Education. His expertise in research analytics is evident from his extensive publication record, which includes 25 research papers, including those in esteemed journals such as International Journal of Consumer Studies, Decision, International Marketing Review, Technological Forecasting, and Social Change, and many more. With a passion for imparting knowledge and shaping the future generation, Dr. Chauhan has held various academic positions at esteemed institutions. He currently serves as the director of FPM at Universal Business School in Mumbai, where he is dedicated to enhancing the quality of doctoral program. Additionally, he is the founder and chief consultant of Research Siksha, a research and a data science startup where he provides consulting services and conducts workshop and training program on quantitative and qualitative research methods. Dr. Chauhan impact extends beyond the boundaries of a single institution, as he has served as a visiting professor at renowned universities such as MDI, IMT, IIFT, and NMIMS. His expertise in the areas of data science and quantitative finance has been instrumental in shaping the minds of countless students and professionals. Throughout his career, Dr. Chauhan has garnered recognition for his outstanding contributions. He has been invited as a guest speaker on corporate finance on DD Vyas TV channel and has been appointed as a special examination observer by GNDU for university exams. He has also qualified various certifications, including NCFM in Securities Market Module and Derivatives Core Module. Beyond academia, Dr. Chauhan has lent his expertise to consultancy and training programs for esteemed organizations such as NHPC, Coca-Cola, Ministry of Communications and IT, Genpact Limited, and Bureau of Police Research and Development. His vast experience and knowledge has proven invaluable in the domains of project evaluation, data analytics, corporate finance, and more. It is a great pleasure that I present to you Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan, a visionary leader and a beacon of inspiration in the world of research and education. Thank you so much. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you all. Good morning. So I am going to start the session today, and I hope you will enjoy. So sharing my screen. So the topic on which I want to share my experience and knowledge with you is entrepreneurship. Successful entrepreneurship. Okay. So the question is, what is the entrepreneurship, and is it possible for a faculty member? Because most of you belong to academics, and everybody has a desire to be a consultant, to be an entrepreneur. So keeping that point in my mind, I designed this slide and PPT and accumulate my all the thoughts and experiences. So what is entrepreneurship? So these are the two definitions I took from a Harvard Business Review article. So a proposed venture to sell a product or service for which customer are willing to pay more than the required investment and operating cost, means you can make a profit for that. Entrepreneurs, whether they are working in individual or in team, sometimes team are very effective. They discover opportunities throughout their personal and professional lives and become entrepreneur. So these are the formal definitions of entrepreneurship. So I want to start with an example. In India, we have seen two series of Startup India, and I hope all of you have seen the different episodes of Startup India, where the entrepreneurs, so which we call sharks, so they came and invest in the new business ideas. So after analyzing all the episodes, I have seen all episodes of that. And after analyzing the all the episodes, now my conclusion is that 90% of the questions asked by the sharks are revolve around these 4 points. So these 4 points are the crux of the all the episodes. So I want you to think on these aspects. And these are the 4 pillars of a business, successful business. So, and I can also relate these 4 points with the research papers, because we are doing research and we publish those research papers in the journals. On the other side, business do research and make money out of that. So this is the basic difference between the academics and the corporate. So the first thing I found that they are always asking that what problem you are solving. So what means whatever product you are selling, whatever services you are providing, that must provide some solution of a current problem. So I think on these lines and found that the new business, all the new business which are coming up, like for example, recently everybody heard about Physics Wala, the new unicorn. So he is providing IIT coaching only at a rate of 4,000 rupees per year. So that person makes education so low cost that everybody can afford it. Result, single person handled company becomes 1,000 rupees crore business. Similarly, Baiju, he replaced the tuitions, physical tuitions. Ola, Uber, so transportation at anywhere at your cost. So if you think all the business, so these business are providing some solution to that, some solution to existing problems. And frankly speaking, in today's business, today's scenario, India is suffering from a lot of problems, and there's a lot of opportunities to be an entrepreneur. And I call myself a knowledge entrepreneur. And I can guarantee you, if you understand these basic concept that I'm discussing today, because whatever I'm discussing today is not given in any books anywhere. This is the experience that I gained. Now, the what is knowledge entrepreneur? Because you know that this economy is a knowledge economy. This century is a knowledge century. So there is a huge scope of providing knowledge-based solutions. So we have to find out what problem the people are facing. So in education, we found that in India, 90% of the students who have the degree don't have the practical exposure. This is one problem. India is far behind in research and publication. So you know that in India, hardly 99% of the universities, they don't stand anywhere. So if you take out the top 100 university of the world, we don't have hardly one or two universities come. So, and that is IIMs and ISC. So you can see that there is a lot of problem that we are having in India. So there is a lot of scope also. So when there is a problem, there is a scope. And today you have heard about Upgrade, Simply Learn, right? Talent India, Talent Spirit, and Great Learnings. And you may be surprised to know that all these business are derived from the professors. So Great Learning was started by the Great Lakes Institute, and Zaro Education is provided by a professor in Mumbai. So all the these business, and you may be surprised to know, Upgrade profit is 600 crores last year. So education entrepreneurship, knowledge entrepreneurship is the area where all of you can work on. So the first thing you have to identify that what problem we can solve. And because in business, if you're not solving any business, not problem, no business, no problem, no business, no problem means no business. Similarly, I'm telling you, whenever we write a research paper, we have to identify that what research problem we are going to solve. So there is a similarity between the business and the research papers. In research papers, we solve the research problem. In business, we solve the real problems. So in research paper, more 90% of the problems are fake problems. I'm telling you, if you write a research paper and show this research paper to the industry, they will say that your research problem is bakwas, fake, and your solution is also bakwas. So this is the difference between the research papers and the business problem. Business problems are real, because if you are not solving any real problem, you no business you can provide. In research papers, you have to think on the real problems, then you can come closer to the business. Okay, this is the one point which I want to convey. I hope it is clear to you. The second is, normally the sharks ask the candidates, so what is your family background? What is your education background? And what is your experience? So these they want to know. In almost every episode, you have seen that the family background, education background, and experience comes, it is normally asked by somebody. Now, what is the purpose of knowing the family background or education background and experience? The hidden agenda, I found the hidden agenda is to understand the capability and the passion. So two things I found. that whether they are capable of taking this business to the heights, and or are they passionate about the business they are running. I conducted a small survey in my life, because you know that funding is required at different stages in the business. So I also meet many investors to fund my idea. So I ask one question to everybody, that what you are looking for while investing your money in a small business. So which is the most important concept which convince you to invest? Actually, all investors answer me. There are many answers, but one thing is common in all the answers. They say that we like to invest in the passion that entrepreneur is having. We don't invest in business, we don't invest in anything. We like to invest in the passion of the person. So I found that you must have a passion towards your idea. So passion is the key. And you can differentiate two type of entrepreneurs: those have passion and those who don't have passion. So those who don't have passion can't take the business to the heights. Simple. And anybody who is passionate about the idea, about the business, nobody can stop him to do the business. So that's why they want to know that whether the person is a passionate about the business or not. Because if you say that I have 10-year experience and left my job to do this business, so it shows some kind of passion. And if somebody say that I pass out from IIT and IIMs, and rather than doing a job, I prefer to do a business. So passion is the thing, because what opportunity cost you have, right? So that opportunity cost will tell you that what is the passion. And family background means capability. Knowledge and family background is telling you the capability, whether the person is capable or not. Because sometimes you have the family background of the business, so it helps you, it makes you capable. Knowledge, education means knowledge. If you pass out from a good institute, or you have B.Tech background, MBA background, so these backgrounds gives you some capability. Experience gives you some capability. So two things you have to show: that I have capability and I have passion towards my business. So this is the second point I realize that should have in the entrepreneurs. The third thing is that the third pillar of the startup or entrepreneur is whether your business is scale up. Can you scale up your business? Now, what is this scaling up? Like, for example, suppose you are having a samosa wala in your society or in nearby market. Can he sell his samosa in Europe or in Delhi or in Kashmir? So scaling up. So how much business can be a big business? Now I'm telling you, like Haldiram. Haldiram started from a very small city and with very few products. But now Haldiram is almost present in every city in the India. And I don't know about the foreign countries, but in India, Haldiram is everywhere. So this is called scaling up. And there are so many examples of this, when the business started from a small town and now it's everywhere. And in today's scenario, it is very easy to scale up your business because digital platforms are there. You can take your business to the internet and anybody can buy your product and service. So the question is that, can we scale up your business? So that is the most important point, because scaling up makes your business bigger, biggest, huge. So that aspect we have to check, that how we can scale up. And the fourth point, which is actually the important point, can anybody copy your business? Can anybody enter into your business and reduce your profits? So, and if you want to exit from the business, then what is the cost? So sometimes you make a huge investment, and when you leave it, you have a lot of loss. So what is the entry and exit barriers? Or how many competitors you are having in the business? So that is a very important point, because if you have a kind of monopoly, then obviously the profit margins are higher. But if there's a lot of competition, because you cannot avoid competition. Competition is everywhere. But if you have the right strategies and a kind of generated kind of monopoly, it means entry barriers are very tough. And I'm simply telling you my formula of entry barriers. Like suppose somebody is going to gym from last 10 years. So he acquired a unique kind of body. Now the question is that can anybody make that body in 2 months? So that is a kind of expertise, right? If you develop a kind of expertise by spending 10 years, 20 years, nobody can acquire that expertise, because it is the beauty of knowledge. Even if you share all of your knowledge, nobody can copy you. The reason is that you are doing you are developing your expertise after in last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. How can a person copy you in 2 months? No, not possible. Even if you give all the knowledge to others, nobody can acquire, nobody can be you like just in 2 months. So in a knowledge sector, entry barriers are very high. So this is one of the uniqueness I found in the knowledge industry. If you spend your 5 years and 10 years in only one subject or one area, and that is the that area where consulting is, a lot of consulting is there. Like I'm telling you, in today's business, there is a lot of consulting in digital marketing, there's a lot of consulting in risk management, there's a lot of consulting in designing of the products, and in technical, I cannot tell you how many opportunities are there. It's like cyber security, software development, and there are so many areas where the lot of demand is there from the industry. So, and entry and exit barriers you have to think on, and don't afraid that if you sell your expertise, it will develop the competitors. No, actually, when I started my started, it is a kind of consulting and training of research softwares. So in 2019, I started Research Shiksha, and within 6 months, I found that, because uh, in the beginning of these 6 months, we conducted more than 100 training programs, almost 3 training programs in a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and all trainings program were full because of the lockdown. Because lockdowns helps us a lot. So I found that suddenly there are 15 companies suddenly came up, like Research Vidya, Research Based, Research Feast, Research Cloud. So many company came up. So, and you may not believe, today all vanished. All no is nobody is surviving in today's life. Why? Because I can tell you, if you are making your body from last 10 years, nobody can make that body in 2 months. So that is kind of entry and exit barriers you can develop if you have expertise in the subject. Okay, so I hope these 4 points you have to think again and again. Now there is a big conflict. I found that whether we continue to do the job or we can shift to the business. Because after spending 20 years in the academics, and not only in small institutes, the top rated institutes or colleges, I taught in most of the top B schools in India. So there is always a conflict. I found that many talented people in the academics, they have this dilemma that whether to continue to do the job or whether to try in the business. And believe me, most of you also have a brilliant ideas in your mind. So Indian minds are very, very innovative. So whenever I talk to people, academicians, I am surprised that how much brilliant idea they are having in their mind. But the problem is that they don't have courage to leave the job. So regarding this, I am telling you 4 things. These 4 points will help you in taking the decision. And in the 5th point, I will give you the advice. So there is a popular sentence that salary is a drug, which makes a person drug addict. And you have a habit to take this drug on the first week of every month. So, and basically, we believe that it is a kind of drug. Salary is a kind of drug, which makes a person in a job drug addict. And he, before 65 years of age, is not ready to leave this drug. So that is a problem that we looks the employees in a way. So employees are drug addict. This is the point of view of the entrepreneurs. So because this is not my sentence, this is the sentence I heard from the entrepreneurs. So think on their point of view, because in business, every day you are making money. In business, in entrepreneurship, you are making money every hour, every day, every week, even on Sundays and Saturdays. And in job, you make money only once or twice. So that is the difference. Second thing, there are many motivators, motivating speakers in India. There's a lot of motivating speakers. They say that, would you want to be a jungle ka sher or a circus ka sher? So jungle ka sher means entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a jungle ka sher. And because the jungle ka sher means you have to find out the food and eat. Nobody give you the food. You have to find out on your own. And circus ka share means you have to follow the rules of the master, and master will give you the food. So there is a difference between both type of lives. Jungle ka share is living a different kind of life, and circus ka share is living different kind of life. So both the lives are entirely different. So think on those lines. Comfort and challenges. As a job, you are having a lot of comfort. There is a lot of comfort. Basically, you are living a comfortable life. The employees lives comfortable life, 9 to 6 job and nothing else. But entrepreneur face challenges every day. So every day you have challenges, problems. So basically, when you feel challenges, your mind works 10 times better. So when I compare my thinking ability, my capabilities, my risk taking capabilities, my as a job, as a entrepreneur, I found that now my mind works 10 times better. Now I'm always thinking about the strategies, experiments, and all the things. When I was in job, nothing. So you have to go to the job, you have to come back. No, nothing else. So as a entrepreneur, you have to think a lot. So it gives you challenges. You have to face challenges and come out over these challenges. So it makes your life excite, exciting. So the life of the entrepreneur is very exciting. Now the fourth point, which I say, earn for others. You want to earn for others, or you want to earn for yourself. Now, what is the difference? If you earn for others, so if you earn 100 rupees, you will get only 10 rupees. So it is a rule in job that you are entitled to get 1/10 of the money you are earning for others. So in job, if you are doing, if you are earning for others, you will get only 1/10 of that. So if you can earn 1 CR for other person, so you will get only 10 lakhs. So this is a simple rule. Now in business, you will get complete 1 CR in your pocket. So that is the biggest difference I found. In a job, you are getting only 1/10 or only 1/15. That's it. But in business, you are getting 100% in your pocket. Now, my suggestion to all the all the academicians is that you can, because most of the colleges are promoting the startups nowadays. So you can develop the startup with the help of your students, develop it, run it parallelly. And when you feel my earnings are more in a startup rather than the company, rather than the job, so now you then this is the time you can shift to the startup. So don't lose job, don't left the job in improving the startup. In start your startup in the name of your wife, in the name of your children, in the name of your student, and run it for some time, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years, and then whenever your income or consulting income, and in I'm telling you, in almost all the top universities in the world, every professor is doing the consulting. And the word professor means consultant. And if you think from top 50 universities or top 100 universities in the world, all the professors are the consultant. And I'm telling you, I met Professor Parsuraban, who gave the scale of service quality. He is earning 1 lakh rupees a day because of the consulting. Ashwath Damodaran, there are many people who they are earning lakhs of rupees in a day. So in foreign countries, in all the top universities, all the professors are consultant. They are, and university promote them. Go to the companies, go meet the people and do the consulting. No problem. But you have to share some amount with us also. So in India, the opposite case. In India, professor means nothing. The professor is a professor because he spent 30 years in a or 20 years in a university and doing no consulting. So professor should be a entrepreneur. I'm telling you, the future is changing very fast. Now most of the top universities are want to hire those professors who can do consulting, who can also teach, share their knowledge with the students. So this kind of culture is coming very fast. So because all of you are young people, so I advise you to start consulting, and after 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, maybe you are very famous in India, and every university offers you to now come to join our university and become. So you may be surprised to know, I am, if you find me, at least 10 universities, they use my photographs in their website and showing me as a faculty. but I'm not working anywhere. So I am just I'm running my consulting firm, and which is doing very good. So but I advise the professors to be a consultant, because professor means consulting. And because all of you are budding professor, so I advise you to do it. Okay. So I think this is clear that what is the difference between job and business. So these are the top personalities which always guided you, like Jeff Bezos, Amazon.com, Bill Gates, Microsoft, Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook, Jack Ma, Alibaba. So you can see that all these, if you read their histories, everybody in this picture was not businessman from the family background, or everybody was a simple common man. Everybody was a simple common man in the early days. Now they are having billions of net worth. So this is my suggestion, that read the life stories of these people. So 10 people I found, which are the, if you read their lives, maybe Jack Ma, maybe Facebook or Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, how they converted themselves from zero to hero. Okay. Now, so because I'm an academician, so I also find out the literature, that what literature says about the entrepreneurship. What are the different factors which is influencing the entrepreneurship? So I found that there are some theories like social network theory. Social network theory say that if you are good in making social networks, so if you are people friendly, if you talk to the people, if you like to talk to the people, you can develop your entrepreneurship very easily. So social networks theory say that a person must have a good network to be an entrepreneur. Personality trait say that anybody who is creative, anybody who is extrovert, anybody who is risk-taking abilities can be an entrepreneur. So personality traits helps a lot in becoming an entrepreneur. Similarly, prior knowledge and experience. Prior knowledge and experience say that suppose you are having experience in a particular area, you can develop that skill set in entrepreneurship or consulting. So, for example, I did MSc in mathematics. So MSc mathematics, I found that it is having a huge. It is actually a gold mine. So I worked 5 years, developed skill sets related to the mathematics. Like I, there are many softwares which I learned in the early stages, like SPSS, MOS, Stata, EViews. So I learned, after learning all these softwares, I develop a unique skill set and then come to the market. So prior knowledge and experience play a lot, helps you a lot. So theory say that those who are having prior knowledge and experiences in a particular area can be an entrepreneur. Creativity and innovation is also helping the people in becoming an entrepreneur. And you can find out these kind of models in the academics. So like human relations, the technology factors, environmental factors. So I find out many research papers which talks about these models. So these models also help me in learning that how the sustainable entrepreneurship practices can be developed. Human relations means you must be good in human relations, making teamwork, and technology factors, that if you are technology entrepreneur, you must be thorough about the technology. Environmental factors, you understand the environment, outside external environment, internal environment, personality, prior knowledge and experience. So this is all of the theoretical background of the entrepreneurship. Similarly, I found this model that innovativeness, proactiveness, and risk taking. So these three criterias helps the person to generate entrepreneur intention. If you feel you are innovative, if you feel you are proactive, if you feel you are risk taking, These three capabilities will develop entrepreneurial intention in you. Then I found this basically this is a thesis work, and so one of the student I have seen her work. So she was doing PhD in entrepreneurship alertness, like personality traits, social network, prior knowledge and experience. And after doing the PhD on the entrepreneurship, she left the job, and she is standing here, and she studied a startup in the name of Classimo, and it is located in Bandra, Mumbai. So in Bandra, Mumbai, she is running this startup successfully. So she is a PhD on entrepreneurship, and she was highly influenced by the entrepreneurship concept. And rather than taking a job after PhD, she started this. And last night when I talked to her, because I was asking for a photograph so that I can put in the slide, she's earning more than 3 lakhs in a month. So with this uh, startup, so making a profit of 3 lakhs in a month is not, you cannot earn easily in young age in academics. So entrepreneurship is so fascinating. Similarly, so I visited because last June I visited her uh, office. So this is the pic of that. My suggestions to the new entrepreneur. So because on the basis of all these learnings, so I want to make some suggestions. First of all, you have to identify that what problem you can solve. And as an academician, you are having a unique kind of knowledge, and unique knowledge. So develop some uniqueness, unique, different knowledge which is demanded by the industry. You know that the chat GPT expert are required nowadays. AI experts are required nowadays. And in India, I'm telling you, we are talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. India is far behind in artificial intelligence. All the artificial intelligence are developed by other countries. And in India, you can think we still do not have any platform where we can teach online. So we are having so far behind in technology. I'm teaching on Zoom platform, which is made by China, and Microsoft provide Teams, Google provide Google Meet. But in India, we don't have any platform. So we are far behind in technology. So all these things gives you the idea that can we develop it? We are far behind in AI. And I'm telling you, in foreign countries, after 5 years, every family will have robotics, dogs and cats. So they are developing all robotic dogs, robotic cats, and robots to help. But we have to think on that. So you have to identify the problems which you can solve. And the other thing I found, domino effect. So in domino effect, I create a model. I'm saying that if you decided to develop a expertise in some area, so you read 3 papers in a month, you read another 3 papers in a month, and similarly you acquire the knowledge, and after 3 years you are this. So if you read 3 papers in a particular area, and after three years your knowledge is like this. So this is called domino effect. Now if you acquired this position, you are ready to start a consulting in this area. So domino effect play a very important role, and this is also known as compounding effect. Compounding effect means if you compound your knowledge every day, if you add some knowledge every day, if you add some knowledge every week, if you add some knowledge in every month, so after some time you will be the master of that. So my suggestion is that add knowledge in a particular subject. Don't read everything. Read only one thing and you will be the master of that. So after the 3 years, because I need only 3 years to become a master. So I know that if you read one, no, one subject, not the books, because books are outdated. I'm telling you, 90% of the books are outdated in India. Don't read books. Read the articles and the research papers, whatever published in the news and whatever published in the magazines, whatever published in the research papers, read that. That will make you the expert of the subject. Books are, I'm telling you, in India, 80% of the books are waste. Don't read them because somebody wrote those books 10 years back. So you are basically, none of you will like to eat bussy food, you know that. So don't read the old books, read the fresh news articles. They will increase your knowledge. So domino effect is an eighth wonder of the compounding effect is just the idea to become an expert in just few years and develop brand promise. Brand promise, I this is a word because if you start a business, you must find out that what promise, hidden promise I am giving to the customer. Like for example, if you think about the Oyo, so something comes in your mind. So that is a brand promise, right? Because I was teaching in a college and somebody is asking there what is the meaning of market positioning. So then I said, okay, yesterday I visited Oyo. Everybody started laughing. So this is a brand positioning. So brand promise is something whenever the brand comes in your mind, the image of the promise made by the brand comes in your mind. So that brand should be that strong. And this is my suggestion that make your presence everywhere. So you should be on YouTube, you should be on LinkedIn, you should be on Instagram, you should be on Facebook, and use these platforms to develop your consulting firm. Because I found that now my YouTube channel is monetized. I'm also earning money from there. So it is a kind of passive income. So you are not only able to make passive income, you will get so many consulting from there. I got so many consulting from YouTube, from LinkedIn, from different social medias. And sometimes we hire the blogger. Hire the blogger means they will praise you in their channel. Because I found that in India it is very effective. So if there is some famous YouTuber, so give so normally we sometimes we give them money to praise us. So it will also help us in getting the projects. So we do so many things in getting the different research projects. So make your presence everywhere. And nowadays you need not to spend a single money because these social media helps spreading your branding. So, and team building means I'm very weak in team building, but I found that team building is very necessary nowadays. You have to develop a team, so which can takes your business 10 times, which can grow your business, develop your business 10 times. And so these are the my learnings from the my experience. Okay, so basically, passion, I already explained you that without passion, it's very difficult to be an entrepreneur. Investors invest in entrepreneur passions, not in their business. And nowadays, you may be surprised to know government is offering so many incentives to you. So government is also providing financial support, non-financial support. Government is very supportive nowadays. So you can save a lot of tax. You can get a subsidy also. So there are a lot of facilities also government is providing to you for running this startup. And today I know that almost every IIT is having this startup or innovation park. Innovation park is a concept where the people come with their idea and they present their idea in front of the team. And if the idea is having potential, the team will help. in developing the startup. So nowadays there is a lot of, and I am sure also that your college is also having the entrepreneurs cell or something like that. So that kind of support you will also get. Then there is a new concept which I studied a few years back, that is PhD to startup. I found that there are a lot of PhD scholars, and after doing PhD, they acquired a special kind of skill set. And rather than joining a job, they prefer to start their startup business consulting. So there's a new concept, and this concept is very popular in US especially, where PhD outcome can be developed to a converted into a startup. Since PhD is also a problem solving exercise, it can be converted into a startup. Many startup came out as a result of PhD. And even I read one article how getting a PhD prepared me to run a startup. So academia must think on these lines, that how PhD, because we assume that PhD is a degree to enter into the colleges. No, PhD is also a capability to make you a good entrepreneur. So we have to think on these lines. And okay, so these are some of the pictures I found from PhD to startup, Oxford Foundry, University of Oxford, innovation in mind, startup pave ways for PhD holders. So you can see that these are the news which are published, and start me up knowledge business. So nowadays there's a lot of academia is converted into the startups, entrepreneurship. And I'm telling you, when we started when I was thinking about starting a startup, so the idea is that so we can offer new knowledge which is based on extensive research. So I learned that the if we do extensive research and share that knowledge with the people, it could be a good idea to start. So I started our consulting from this idea. So we do a extensive research on different topics and offer this training program to all. So this is the idea that we have, because we found that in India, most of the teachers use books to teach the subject, and most of the knowledge are outdated. So 90% of the faculties in India, they don't teach from the latest information. They teach from very old books. So this problem we identified, we studied we developed this business model, and whatever we teach is based on extensive research. So that's why our all training programs are full. And we also not only training programs which are research based, we also provide research solutions to companies, academia, and the students, which saves their money, time, efforts of researchers all over the globe. So we have clients not only from India, we have clients from Australia, Canada, Europe, US. Because if you came out with significant solutions, the this is the idea behind the entrepreneurship. So we call ourselves as knowledge entrepreneurs. So all the academic, all the entrepreneurs, all the faculty members, scholars. So I just, if I am successful in generating some ideas in you, so I think my lecture is successful. So that's it from my side. This is our brand, Research Shiksha. And so thank you from my side. Thank you very much for inviting me to talk about entrepreneurship. Now, if you have any query, please ask.
Sir, good morning. This is Kanti here.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is, will you please elaborate on the eighth wonder of the compounding effort more?
Yeah, basically, we found that compounding effect is known as eighth wonder. Eighth wonder means if you add knowledge every day, right? After some times, you will be the master of the subject. Like, because I'm telling you from where I'm telling this, because I did graduation in electronics, a master's in mathematics, then MBA in finance. So after that, I was really confused that what should I do? So I was meeting with different experts, and asking them, should I follow mathematics for my career? Should I follow finance for my career? And after getting this confusion, so one of the experts told me, don't move all these sides. Take only one thing, teach only that subject, and don't teach so many things, teach only one thing. Like he told me that because you are MSc and finance, so teach only quantitative finance. Don't teach any subject in your life, teach only quantitative subject. And after taking only quantitative finance, after 3 years, I found that now I am capable of offering training program to the industry. So this is called compounding effect. If you do same thing again and again, again and again, after some time you will become expert of that.
Thank you, sir. Very nice. Good morning, sir. Myself, Sapan Asthana. Sir, my question is, sir, no risk, no gain, more risk, more gain. How we can cultivate the risk-taking ability, capability among the new entrepreneurs? Because this is the very big challenge, sir. Everybody know what is the various advantage of the entrepreneurial activity. As you, sir, in initial slides, you very excellent manner, sir, you presented. But important thing as a teacher, sir, how we can develop this attributes to our scholars or students, sir. Because nowadays the entrepreneurial paper is also mandatory in the maximum universities are running this paper, sir. In the graduation of PG level.
I'm giving you the example of there is a company called Thyrocare.
Thyrocare.
Yeah. And the owner of the Thyrocare did his PhD in thyroid. After completing the PhD, he found that the product which is available in the market at the rupees 50, he can develop that product in 7 rupees. The raw material can be produced in 7 rupees, like that. So exactly amount may be vary, but he realized that I am able to solve a problem in the industry. So because he was a government scientist working in a government institute, so he left the job. And he was so convinced. And believe me, on the same day, his wife, who was working in the bank, also left the job. So husband and wife both left the job, not private job, government job, and started this firm, Thyrocare. So if you don't take risk, you can't be a big. But one thing which is very important, are you able to solve a problem? Are you capable of solving a problem? If yes, then do it. So because risk you can take only when you are confident that I am able to solve some problem in the industry. I can solve some problem in the for the people. So then you can take risk. No, not a problem.
Thank you.
And there are two things. One is the passion, and second is the pagalpan. So you should not be a pagal. You should be a passionate. So there is a difference between the pagalpan and the passionate.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Mr. Milind here. It was good to hear you for the second time. I had heard one of your session in one of the faculty development program. Sir, my question is, when it comes to startup, the promoters of the startup, they initially develop a venture, and after all the juice is extracted from the lemon, they immediately sell out the startup, and then the growth of the startup is completely at halt. So isn't that something to be addressed? Because
yeah, Milind, you are asking a very intelligent question actually. Nowadays, what happens? So I divide this startup into two categories: funded startups and the bootstrap startups. In case of bootstrap startups, you are not taking funding from outside. You are developing it to the next level. But now what is happening? A startup is a shortest route to become rich. So it is a kind of strategy. The strategy is that develop a brand, spread your product by taking the funds, like Zomato. All these, there are so many apps, and these apps are only working on the funding. So, and you easily get the startup angel investors who invest 1 CR and 2 CR in your business. And after 3 years, they sell the equity for 10 times, 100 times. So it is that ये उसको कहते हैं इसकी टोपी उसके सर इसकी टोपी उसके सर. So initially you buy equity at low cost, sell your equity at higher price, and then that person sell equity other higher price. So everybody is getting rich. So it is a route. It is the shortest route to getting rich. So that's why this culture is spreading very fast. But after some time, I'm telling you, because a startup means profitable. You should be profitable to spread that. Otherwise, it is a short-term game, and after some time, it may be possible that your startup will close, and the last person who funded may be in loss.
Sir, one more thing. Like initially, whenever there is a startup, there are unethical trade practices involved. Like take a best example of the city that we have, maybe Uber, Ola. Initially, they come up with heavy discounts to the customers to just develop a habit, imbibe a habit among the customers to use their services. So isn't that considered to be unethical practice? Even if we take an example of Jio, they came up with a discount or maybe mobile services completely at zero cost almost for a year. The recent
Sir, we
example,
also actually, I'm telling you, we are also doing it because it is a strategy to wipe out your customers.
yeah. So isn't that considered to be unethical? Because then in that case, it is like developing a monopoly
It
power.
is it is not unethical. It is actually the secret business strategy. It is a business strategy. First of all, you have to play on economies of scale. So because if you play economies of scale, if you sell large in number, the profit margins increases. So it is a kind of business strategy. It is not unethical, because in business, you know that everything is fair and love in war. So that's
Yeah, it is
the
just
trade.
violation MRTP Act.
But you can't say it is unethical, because you are selling your product at low cost. It is you are bearing the loss actually. So it is not unethical. It is a strategy.
No, but this can only help the strong business giants, we can say. The others who are absolutely new, they cannot sustain such a challenge.
But it's a competition, so you have to develop this some skill set.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Hitesh.
Good morning, sir. This is Hitesh Sharma from SDG International College, Surat. Sir, my question is with regarding that as we are now the country with the most population in the world, startups are the core of startup is having unique ideas. But as you can see, there are as soon as a startup is on the floor, there are many competitors coming up. Okay. And what happens is that many of the startups cannot develop or extend the core competencies that they are having, or the uniqueness that they are having. I think we all might have heard a recent case of MBA Chaiwala. Right now, there is a scenario that nobody is now going to take their franchisee. Because the concept is already in the market with others as well, and they cannot able to develop their core competency. They cannot stand alone in the market in the current scenario of competition. So kindly throw some highlights on how can we maintain our core competency with the rising competition. If we are coming up with an entrepreneurial idea, how can we sustain with that
So I'm
idea?
giving you one example. Suppose there is a bodybuilding competition, right? If everybody participate in that, so everybody will fail. But anybody who is doing it from last 3 years, the chances of success is very high. So similarly, when actually you came to start your startup, so you must do some strong homework before that. So those who did a solid homework, the chances of failure is slightly less, because most of these startups are coming to replicate the existing business. So that is a problem. But there are two type of people. I'm saying that fast mover and first mover. So MBA Chaiwala was a first mover. That's why he takes so many advantages, right? And now we have corporate Chaiwala and so many other similar kind of business, right? So when you are a first mover, you have to do a lot of innovations in the product, otherwise you will die. So that is a problem, because there are so many fast mover will come in the later on and will defeat you. But believe me, the phase which the MBA Chaval is suffering from, if we hire a good consultant and do some innovations in the business, so he can still survive. So there's a lot of competitions. You have to brush up your mind and do some homework, do some experiment, and
Sir, one more thing. What are the core points to sustain with our core competency, or how can we develop core competencies?
you must know the domino effect. Domino effect means if you work on your core competency for at least 3 years, nobody can beat you in short term. I'm telling you. So first of all, you need to develop your core competency. Don't jump in the market very soon. First, do your homework, because all of you are young people. I'm telling you. And first of all, you must develop some core competency in your area of expertise at least for 3 years, and find out the unique ways. Like I'm telling you, stop reading the books first of all, because all of you are academicians. So I suggest you to read the latest articles or news which is published in your area. Collect the information, and open your YouTube channel, share your knowledge with others, so that everybody knows that you are having the expert of this. Then they will call you at different platforms. So slowly and slowly it will come. Yeah.
Sir, good morning. I am Kavita.
Hmm.
Sir, there is always an entrepreneur's dilemma. So as you mentioned that people should focus more to be an entrepreneur than employee. So how that dilemma can be, addressed by us as an academician. In fact, many of the times we as an academician also believe to be an entrepreneur. But sir, there is always a dilemma in how.
No, that's why I suggest you don't quit your job initially, but start consulting within your job, because I hope that most of the college and university don't object. And if you can also start consulting in the name of your friends, students, right? Because in every college there is a student cell. You can motivate your student to start a consulting and run the consultancy from there. So when the consulting develop, if your idea is strong, definitely it will develop. Because I motivated so many students to start a startup, and they are running their startup successfully. So first of all, you can go this way, and when the profit start coming, you can leave the job and focus on that also. So don't quit job to start a startup. First of all, develop that, right? Develop that, and then shift the job. Don't quit job and for a startup. So that is the, because all of has to earn money for our family, so we cannot leave the job. So start your consulting, let the money come, let it be profitable, and then shift. So then there is no loss.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Kajal.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I had a question in mind that every business idea, I mean, everybody before incubating a startup must be having an excellent idea, must be doing all sort of research, but in spite of all that, we find that 90% of the startups fail. So what can be the major reasons behind it?
Because it is a fashion now. Now what happens, if you talk to the IIM people and IIT people, nobody is thinking of doing a job. So everybody is thinking of starting a startup. So sometimes it is a fashion. If you enter into this area, and most of the time you are copying, replicating other business, there is no innovativeness, there is no problem solving approach, then it is a problem, right? So I found that the most of the people just want to make money, launch a startup, and this startup is not unique startup, they are just copying others, then the problem always comes. So whatever research, because the best part is that I did a research on that. I read many theories on entrepreneurship. I talk to the different people. Then whatever I learn, I gave in the slides to you. And if you follow these lines, so you will have a lot of maturity to start a startup. Because if a young guy started started startup, so they may not have that vision that how to take it long. Their vision is to raise fund and go away. That is the problem actually.
Sir, if you allow, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, so as a teacher, when we guide students or when we advise them, so because from the statistics we see that 90% of the startups fail. So is it wise for us, like if you told for us that you can start a consultancy and then because we already have an income, but for the freshers like those who are graduating or near graduating, is it a good idea for them to launch a startup or a small business?
Yeah, recently I was teaching in a college. So I was teaching in them a subject of business analytics. So the same question which they asked by them that sir, whether we should join a job or we should continue our startup. So I advise them. So make a website, start your startup, and side by side also try for a job. Suppose you are a team of 5 people, and side by side if some project comes, do it combined. So you have to develop your consulting also, startup also, and also take the experience while doing a job. Both the things can be done simultaneously. So take experience from the job and also spend some time in developing your startup. So in this way you can, when it develops at a level, then you can start quitting your job. So this way is the, I think, the best way, because you are earning money not only from your job, you are also earning money from your startup. And when your startup grow, then you can quit and handle it.
This is how most of the IIM and IIT
Yes, are doing. Yeah,
Thank you, sir, for that kind of. Thank you.
thanks. Yeah, Prachi.
Good morning, sir. Prachi this side. My question is, how can an introvert person overcome their natural tendency to become a successful entrepreneur?
Yeah, because actually the theory say that the social network theory say that anybody who is good in communication, good in social network, so they have more tendency to to run a startup. So this is the theory actually, because if anybody will not take risk, then the problem is there. Now similarly, introvert person means he is having all the capabilities, but the only thing is that he or she may not like to talk to the people, right? So but actually as a teacher also you have to talk to the students. As a teacher you have to conduct a research, you have to collect the data from different people. So you have to overcome the problem. Anybody have to overcome the problem, because introvert is a problem sometimes. And in academia we have to join, because you have to do consulting, you have to join conferences. Suppose you go in a conferences and you don't want to talk to anybody, then it is a problem. So you have to overcome from there.
सर जैसे आजकल जितने भी न्यू स्टार्टअप्स हैं वो अच्छा कंटेंट दे रहे हैं तो उनका मार्केटिंग अपने आप हो रहा है, तो इंट्रोवर्ट के लिए कैसे पॉसिबल होगा इस
देखिए, जब तक आप YouTube में नहीं आएंगे ना, तो लोगों को पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि आप एग्जिस्ट करते हैं। तो प्रॉब्लम ये कि देखो बिजनेस में क्या है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, सीधी सी बात है। जब तक आप दिखोगे ही नहीं तो बिकोगे कैसे?
तो इट मींस इंट्रोवर्ट को एक्सट्रोवर्ट बनना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, बिल्कुल।
थैंक यू।
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Good morning, sir. First of all, thank you very much for a very igniting session. My question is, sir, the very trending word in startup is unicorn startups, right? Which
Yes.
achieve a $1 billion valuation. So, but most of the unicorns are making huge losses. So don't you think so that the criteria of measuring the success of startups should be changed, or it should be considered differently?
तो देखिए प्रॉब्लम मैं क्या बताता हूँ आपको, मैं क्योंकि मैंने देखा है, there are a lot of investors in India who have plenty of money. ठीक है, बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनके पास बहुत पैसा है। तो होता क्या है कि when you are doing a business, when you are developing your consulting, तो जो लोग आपको देख रहे हैं ना, वो आपको पैसा देने को तैयार हो जाएंगे कि सो 1 करोड़ हमसे ले लो और हमें 20% इक्विटी दे दो, 30% इक्विटी दे दो, वी विल हेल्प यू इन ग्रोइंग ऑल्सो. सो दिस कल्चर इज वेरी मच देयर इन इंडिया. सो देयरफॉर द कंसेप्ट ऑफ बूटस्ट्रैप स्टार्टअप्स आर लेस. ज्यादातर क्या हो रहा है कि ज्यादातर ये नए आईआईटियंस को ना लोग पैसा लगाने को तैयार हो जाते हैं और ये पैसा ले लेते हैं. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, ये पैसा उठा लेते हैं. आपको यकीन नहीं होगा, जैसे जितने भी बड़े बड़े ये शार्क टैंक्स वाले भी हैं, अश्विनी ग्रोवर हो गया या ये लेंस कार्ड वाला है, ठीक है, पीयूष, इनका इनकी इक्विटी पता है कितनी बची है? इनके पास हार्डली 4%, 5%, 10% इतनी इक्विटी रहती है इनके पास. ये सारी फंड कर देते हैं और इन फंडिंग कर करके इनकी वैल्यूएशन हो जाती है 1,000 करोड़ से ऊपर. तो ये यूनिकॉर्न डिक्लेयर हो जाते हैं एक्चुअली, बट दे आर मेकिंग लॉस, राइट? सो it is a kind of strategy of getting funds and become rich, making your business big after taking the funding. So ये एक कल्चर है जो हमारे यहाँ डेवलप हो रहा है, ठीक है ना. लेकिन क्या है कि मे बी इन शॉर्ट टर्म देयर इज लॉस, बट इन लॉन्ग टर्म दे विल डेफिनेटली सर्वाइव. जैसे पेटीएम है, पेटीएम धीरे धीरे प्रॉफिटेबल होता जा रहा है. इनिशियली इट वाज इन लॉस, बट नाउ इट इज प्रॉफिटेबल.
Okay, thank you.
And as a speculation.
और सर सही बताऊं तो किसी जमाने में तो इन्फोसिस और रिलायंस भी स्टार्टअप ही थे. या जय श्री, please unmute then ask.
Yes, sir. Very good morning, sir. Actually, I think a startup, Skill India, Digital India, even NABARD also provide the funding. But the ratio, success ratio, getting the fund from the Startup India, Skill India, at the first they are demanding also ongoing business. They are not providing the funding, the upcoming idea, upcoming business. They need a register form and then they provide the fund. So why business plan going failure so much? Because as per the current data, current year 2,500 approximately startup register like for a business plan and getting the funding only for business idea.
बेसिकली देखिए, गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट सबसे ज्यादा जो फायदेमंद है ना, वो सब्सिडी के लिए और टैक्स बचाने के लिए होता है.
Yeah, but government not given a fund.
No, actually, I'm telling you, you are getting fund from large investors very easily. There are so many companies who are promoting the investors, and if you search in the Google, there are a lot of organizations who are supporting the new. But the government support is mostly required for subsidies and the tax.
Yeah.
Funds are not there. Funds are not required by the government. I'm telling you because we have seen that a lot of people come to you and offer you funds because you are. देखिए, ये इन्वेस्टर क्या करता है, ये इन्वेस्टर को पता है अगर हम 10 जगह पैसे लगाएंगे, if we invest in 10 small business, one simple business can make us करोड़पति and or अरबपति, right? Because क्या होता है कि 10 में से अगर एक बिजनेस भी चल गया तो मालामाल करता है.
Yes, sir. But जो succession ratio Startup India Digital and is very low. NABARD announced that they haven't funding. They are just subsidy to you. So there is problem with the business plan. Yeah, they are not ready to give a fund.
But actually, these are the support systems, right? So you must not depend upon these support systems. You must develop your idea first. And I can tell you that a lot of support system will come automatically to you if you have the good idea. So why to depend upon these government support systems?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Santosh.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So my question is related with the balancing of revenue growth in profit making. As you have discussed about the Paytm example, like it was a flop show off at IPO level, and we have seen the problem with Swiggy. There are many startups which are techno based. They are focusing on their growth part and they are burning a lot of money just to increase the revenue in sales growth. But bottom line is bottom line. They are not in profit making zone. So many a times investor beg their hands, they don't put money into the profit making type of startups. So what is your view towards the how to balance revenue and profit? How to
So
balance?
basically, I told you the 4 pillars of the startup. So whenever you are investing in a startup, you have to see the 4 pillars. Who is the promoter? Like, for example, in Paytm, the promoter is very efficient and talented person. So technically, the Paytm cannot die. Paytm will definitely survive because the promoter was very excellent person, right? So we have to identify the 4 rules, and if the 4 rules are applicable on a startup, then definitely you can work. Like for example, I'm Nika. I'm telling you, Nika came up with a very good idea. And I'm telling you today also, if you visit any mall in India, you can see the shop of Nika. So Nika is so common nowadays. Still, the share price is not doing well, but I can tell you the business model is excellent. Similarly, Paytm is giving a tough competition to all the companies. So definitely it will come up. So because initially what they are doing, they are spreading their business. So at this time they may be suffering loss, but slowly and slowly they will come up because they are having a lot of funds to face these problems. So I believe that it is a kind of business strategy in the startup area. Initially, you have to suffer a loss. So you know that the startup curve goes down. I'm okay. Let me explain in a very simple way. आपने एक बैम्बू ट्री देखा होगा, बैम्बू ट्री. बैम्बू ट्री क्या करता है कि वो पहले ना अंदर को ग्रो करता है, नीचे को 5 साल तक वो नीचे को ही ग्रो करता रहता है. उसके बाद वो राइज करता है, और जब वो राइज करता है तो वो इतना ज्यादा राइज करता है कि उसको कोई फेस नहीं कर पाता. तो क्या होता है कि ये सारे स्टार्टअप पहले अपना बेस बनाते हैं, सारा अपना मार्केट डेवलप करते हैं, ठीक है, मोनोपोली डेवलप करते हैं, एक्सपर्टीज डेवलप करते हैं, और इसमें कम से कम 5 साल लगता ही लगता है, 6 साल.
Jio Telecom.
यस. सो एंड आफ्टर दैट व्हेन दे, जब उनकी जड़ बहुत स्ट्रांगली डेवलप हो जाती है, तब वो ऊपर को राइज करते हैं, और तब जो राइज होता है उनका वो एक्सीलेंट राइज होता है.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Harsh Budrani. This
Yes,
is
sir.
regarding the age entry point by the younger and elders. They are joining startups. What are the success ratio? What are your views and what does the research say about the success ratio for youngers and elders?
So देखिए, the best age of starting a startup is after 40.
Okay.
क्योंकि 40 तक ना आपको सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस हो चुके होते हैं, जितने भी होने होते हैं, बैड गुड सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस हो जाते हैं, आप मैच्योर हो जाते हो, और आपके पास एक स्किल डेवलप ऑलरेडी हो चुका होता है. तो उसके बाद जब आप बिजनेस में उतरते हो, जैसे बहुत सारे आप देखोगे स्टार्टअप जो हैं वो मैच्योर लोगों ने शुरू किए हैं, तो देन द सक्सेस रेशियो इज वेरी हाई, राइट. लेकिन क्या होता है कि जो ये कॉलेज फ्रेशर स्टार्टअप शुरू करते हैं ना, वो पिटते ही पिटते हैं, क्योंकि उनके पास ना तो मैच्योरिटी है ना एक्सपीरियंस है. तो वो भी गलत है, क्योंकि मैं कहता हूँ कि कम से कम 5 साल तो आप एक्सपीरियंस लो ना इंडस्ट्री, पहले बिजनेस को समझो. जब तक आप बिजनेस को समझोगे नहीं, तब तक आप कैसे शुरू करोगे. सो एटलीस्ट यू मस्ट हैव सम कॉर्पोरेट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ 5 years. So you have to understand marketing side, finance side, HR side, and so many side you have to understand. So at least you have a experience, and somebody who is having a lot of experiences, and then come to the startup. Like I'm giving you one of my friend. So he was a government doctor, worked for almost 35 years. After 35 years, he realized that he are having so many salts and formulas which can develop a person very much, right? Beauty of a person very much. So he quit the government job and start developing his own product, and came out with the office, and now he is working 5 times better than a job, and at the age of 55. So if you think you are having some expertise which can solve some problem, age doesn't matter.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Mehul.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, as a startup owner, where should we focus on expert advice first or funding first?
Sir, funding तो अपना बात है. Funding के लिए आपको focus करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Funding comes automatically. If you develop your skill set, if you develop your expertise, funding comes automatically. I'm telling you, And the biggest challenge of a entrepreneur is to say no. The problem क्या है कि जब आपका बिजनेस चल निकलता है ना, तो हर कोई जुड़ना चाहता है उसके साथ. तो प्रॉब्लम तो आपको नो कहने में आएगी. फंडिंग की प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है कोई. ठीक है, सबसे पहले तो आपके रिश्तेदार आएंगे कि यार हम भी, दोस्त आएंगे आपके साथ. So many people want to join you. So that is not a problem. Funding is not never a problem for a good startup. But the important point is to develop your skill set so that you are providing a good solution to the public. Yeah, Bharti.
Good morning, sir. I'm Bharti here. I wanted to ask you about ONDC. Will it disrupt Swiggy and Zomato businesses because they are offering services at a rate much lesser than Swiggy and Zomato?
देखिए, ये कंपटीशन हमेशा चलेगा. इट इज लाइक ए चेस. मैं ये भी कहता हूँ कि जो बिजनेस है, स्टार्टअप है, ये चेस की तरह से है. You must understand your play, your game, your strategies, and you have to understand the competitor strategy also. Sometimes you have to make a lot of experiments. ठीक है, आपको बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपेरिमेंट करने होते हैं, और बिलीव मी आपको मजा आएगा. क्योंकि पता है क्या होता है, कभी कभी कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट इतना सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है कि आपका मार्केट बन जाता है. तो आपको मजा आने लगता है कि यार ये एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखते हैं, चलो ये एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखते हैं. जॉब में आप एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं कर सकते. जॉब में आपको बॉस ही मना कर देगा कि कोई कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. लेकिन आप एंटरप्रेन्योर में बिल्कुल फ्री मार्केट पे होते हो. सो यू हैव टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट. तो ये सब कंपनी क्या कर रही है कि लॉट ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रही है. इट्स लाइक ए चेस गेम. तो इसमें आपको मजा आएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. और देखिए, फिटेस्ट एंड दी बेस्ट विल सर्वाइव. सिंपल सी बात है.
Thank you, sir.
ओके, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि आपको कहीं ना कहीं से इग्नाइट कर दिया है कि आप सोच सकते हैं कि 3 साल बाद हम भी अपनी कंसल्टिंग शुरू कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज द सक्सेस, आई थिंक इट इज फॉर ऑफ दिस सेशन.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a wonderful session. Thank you.
Yes, sir, it
Thanks.
was indeed really great. And it has developed a kind of ignition among us. Very true. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you
It
so
is a
much.
very encouraging session, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. and
Thank
very
you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It is pleasure to hear you, sir.
Gineri ma'am, are you there?
Thank you for sharing your experience, sir.
So thank you very much. Now I think nobody is there for winding up.
Yes, sir, I am there. Will like to conclude with the vote of thanks. So as we draw this informative and enlightening session to a close, it is my privilege to express my sincere gratitude and extend a vote of thanks on behalf of all the attendees. Today we had the immense pleasure of being enlightened by the profound insights and knowledge shared by our esteemed speaker, Dr. Chauhan. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Chauhan for gracing us with their presence and delivering such a captivating and thought-provoking session. Your expertise and passion for the subject matter have truly inspired us all. Your ability to articulate complex concepts in our very clear and concise manner had made this session truly unbreakable. In conclusion, I would like to once again thanks Dr. Chauhan for their invaluable contribution and expertise. Thank you all and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.